did have a chance to cut it to 2 and maybe make it a game again because it would have gotten dicey from the three-point line, and he missed that. He and Anthony Davis, and to your point, I don't know why Anthony is just drifting and drifting and drifting out there. It's almost LeBron-esque where I'll try these long shots because people won't hold me accountable.
Right.
These are hard shots for a 6'10" guy, right? They combined to go 1 for 10 from the free throw line, on the three-point line. You're going to lose.
You lose.
Your two best players, 1 for 10.
Yeah.
You're up against Dame and CJ, and we know they can shoot it, and they're going to make more than 1 3-point shot in a game. So you have to cancel. You have to at least counterbalance that, and they did not. So my point is, down the stretch of that game, LeBron could not close it. And one other quick note on the Lakers, what do I always tell you? Who do I believe is the closer? Who was born to be the closer? Kyle Kuzma. So what happened to Kuzma in the fourth quarter? Well, he was heating up. Early in the quarter, he scored 4 straight points, and I thought, uh-oh, here he goes. And with 8:03 left, Vogel pulls him out in favor of Danny Green. And it's a defensive switch because they don't trust him on defense because he's going to have to guard Dame or CJ usually the way.
But the thing is, Skip, with that, if that Danny Green is not knocking down shots.
He's not.
He's not that defensive guy that he once was. And so now they're playing 5-on-4.
You have to outscore Portland. You have to. You can because you have a huge advantage because they don't defend at any sort of level. So let Kyle Kuzma, what if you just let him have his head? Let him go. Let him run, let him shoot. Could he have made 3 or 4 more in a row? Nope. He's pulled. He's yanked. And he doesn't come back in for about 4 minutes. He comes back in. They were up 6 when he left. They were down 2 when he came back in. He got no more shots. He had a tip try on an offensive rebound, but he took no more shots the rest of the game. Help me out. Is that the right strategy here? I think not.
Well, Skip, we've been kind of questioning Vogel's lineup and how he's trying to play it, and I guess he wants to keep the pattern which he's gone with all year, is that once Avery Bradley left, Kyle Kuzma stayed in his bench role because he wanted someone that can generate offense coming off the bench. And KCP moved into the starting lineup. But if KCP is not going to give you but 1 point, if Danny Green is going to miss his first 5 or 6 shots and miss them badly, Skip, you got to get some points somewhere. Try Dion Waiters. They gave Dion Waiters a minute.
Little bit,
They gave 1 minute. What's he supposed to do in a minute, Skip?
Okay. To Damian Lillard's game. This is why I was so impressed with what he did in the middle of the fourth quarter. Do you realize what a dire circumstance he was in career-wise, legacy-wise, when he came into the game with 10-15 left in the fourth quarter? Do you realize what happened over the first couple of minutes he was in the game in the fourth quarter? He missed his next 2 shots. He had a turnover. And all of a sudden, guess what was happening? He had now gone over his last 3 games, fourth quarters combined, he had gone 22 clock minutes without making a single field goal. He had gone 7-12 of the Brooklyn game. He had gone the whole fourth quarter, all 12 minutes of the Memphis game, and now he had gone the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter last night without making a field goal. That's 22 clock minutes. That's almost like 2 fourth quarters that you have played without scoring a field goal. That's dire. And furthermore, he had suffered through a weird drought in the middle of this game because, remember, he went from 4:57 of the second quarter all the way to 7:37 left in the game without making a field goal. Do you realize that's almost 2 full quarters of play with no field goals? He started out hot. He scored 15 in the first quarter, and then all of a sudden, he went missing. So think about this. He'd gone all those fourth quarter minutes over 3 games without scoring a field goal, and in the middle of this game, he'd gone almost 2 full quarters without scoring a field goal. Don't you think your legacy is teetering just a little bit? You got your great opportunity against LeBron and company, 1 seed versus 8. You've been the hottest player in the bubble. You are the MVP of the bubble, and you better do something. And guess what he finally did? I love this. I was telling you yesterday, I told you last week, I don't care if you get trapped. If you're a superstar, the Lakers were trying to trap with a big at half court. It's absurd to me. Okay, so you're guarded by Alex Caruso. He tries hard, but he's Alex Caruso, right? he's just some guy to me who just tries hard. He plays hard. He's going to dive for loose balls. He cannot guard Damian Lillard.
No.
Okay, so they're trying to trap with a big. So Anthony Davis is kind of running out there trying to do this.
He's cutting from too far, and so he split it.
It's too far, and it's too easy for Anthony Davis's man that he's supposed to be guarding just to come and pick. Just come pick, because you're going to have a traffic jam out high, and Damian is obviously quick enough and strong enough. He's just going to beat it. He can get space off that kind of a half-court trap.
You talk about late in the ball game, but AD knows that they had done a great job up until that point, Skip. Instead of just showing, they were hugging up. The bigs were hugging up, because if he sees daylight, he's going to rise up and shoot.
But if you see it coming, if Damian sees it and you have the other big that he's guarding come and pick, you can wreak havoc on that kind of a trap. If you're running downhill, which he started doing, he's finally got aggressive and said, I'm just going to shoot these. Well, obviously, he has great range. He has effortless range. So with 7:37 left, he just rose up and made one from 26 feet, and that was to cut it to 3. And that was a big shot just to kind of save the game at that point.
Because, Skip, you know what happened? That was the one that they were the loose ball. And all of a sudden, Nurkic get it, they pass it to him, and the clock is running down.
Okay. And then he gets a little farther with each next shot. The next one comes with 5:46 left, and it's to tie, and this one's from 30 feet. So he goes from 26 feet to 30 feet. Now he's starting to feel it, and he makes it. And all of a sudden he says, okay, let me try for a trio here. And he goes for another 3 with 3:13 left, except this one, he rises up from 36 feet. That's a logo Lillard shot. And that was the biggest shot of the night from Damian, because that put them up 3. And all of a sudden, the whole game was tilting back toward Portland. Okay, this is just me. You can say I'm nitpicking, but I told you yesterday I wanted to see him continue to step on a throat, to close the deal the way I saw Jamal Murray two days ago now, the Denver-Utah game. Remember, Jamal, over the last 139 of that game, in a shootout with Donovan Mitchell, scored 8 straight points over 139, and then 10 points in overtime to just slam the door on the Utah Jazz. Well, I wanted Dame just to finish it off, but he didn't. He deferred. He took one more shot and missed it. But the biggest shots of the night, the dagger shots, that guy, Melo, who is that guy? Where did he come from? He made a huge shot, and so did the new guy, the new kid. Gary Trent Jr. makes big shots. That's 2:33 left and 1:15 left. Dagger, ball game.
Skip, but when you look at Dame, Skip, he understands the game. He'll take what you give him. Now, he's just not going to okay, they did a great job shoveling, funneling to the side, trapping and getting the ball out of the hand. Now, if you leave him in the middle of the court, you're at his mercy, because he's going to either split it or he's going to go around the big. And you know you can't just show with him. You have to hug up. And if the big that screened you rolls to the basket, well, somebody's going to have to come, make him make the extra pass. But if you don't show, if you don't hug up with him like AD didn't, like Dwight Howard didn't, he's just going to rise up from 35, 36 feet. And Skip, if you watch him in the game, he's hitting in warm-up, he's hitting 6 or 7 of those in a row. So he's feeling very comfortable in that situation. But when he started the fourth quarter on the bench, Skip, that's when the Lakers got to make their move. When your best player is out, the team that's down, or you're up by a little, you make your move and you get some separation. Because they could not get the separation that they... You look at when LeBron goes to the bench. What does the opposing teams do? They get separation. They weren't able to get that kind of separation, and Dame came back in, and it was like he never missed a beat, Skip. He did what you asked him to do. Okay, he went and got 9 points. He got you 2 assists. He had the big Melo. Maybe it was to CJ, but he had a big assist.